Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 16th of March. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have St Barbara, National Australia Bank, Ramelius Resources, AU Clinical Labs and a Lynch Group. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you're getting the free newsletter, but my better ideas come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report, so make sure you're getting that report. But if you're doing all these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a trading account with me and have me guide you with the buying and selling, then please let me know. And all the advice here is general only. So we've got the daily chart here of St Barbara. Just looking at what's been happening recently, it looks like we're getting a higher low, so we've got this little sort of double bounce here. It recently sort of gapped up, there was a bit of volume coming in, so that's a bit of a positive. Look, it's still early days. I mean, possibly you could be looking at this as a buy, but I'd just be having a tight stop under this February low. Okay, NAB. I mean, if we start off with a weekly chart, I mean, as we can see, it looks like it's sort of put in a lower high, a couple of lower highs, starting to potentially rolling over. So it is looking like there could be further weakness. But this level here, as you can see around that sort of 28 mark, is a possible level of support. And if we have a look at it on the daily chart, you know, we could see it sort of being oversold in the short term. So look, you might, get some sort of bounce here in a few days' time, short term, but on the weekly it is looking fairly weak. Okay, Ramelius. So sort of a nice run up here. Obviously this pullback was pretty steep, followed by the sharp, sort of these sharp moves, but at the moment it looks like we've had some resistance near $1.10, and yesterday was a possible upside break. But I just don't like the sharpness of these moves. It would have been better to see a congestion like this under a high. So look, that's a breakout. You'd keep it as a buy, but I think there's a risk that this fails, this breakout fails. So I think you just have to keep a fairly tight stop just under $1.10. ACL looking pretty good. Obviously, sort of big downtrend here. Then you had that massive day up in February. Would have been the buy signal, even though it was up so much on the day. It's clearly reversed that downtrend. So it's been managing to do pretty well in a downwards market. I think it'll continue to head higher from here. So you've got sort of this, obviously a weak day here, but then pretty good buying support coming in on these days, and then a decent day up there yesterday. So it does look like it wants to continue heading higher. Okay, and Lynch Group. So you can see with this decline, and then sort of rounded out and then sort of popped up here, which would have indicated a possible low in place, ready to head higher. Over the last few weeks we've seen this easing back, but to me it just looks like a bull flag. So you've got sort of the flagpole, that's the flag. So that's a bullish sign, and we could see just on the individual days we've got some plenty of days where it's closing on the high, and in this instance a bit of volume coming in. So it looks like it wants to head higher. I think for the next buy or sell signal, you just either look for basically an upside break is your buy signal, or a downside break is your sell signal. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and we'll look at it next Thursday.